Technology's Black Friday and July event. Get amazing savings with up to 50% off high-performance computers and tech built for business, and be able to take your office with you with Windows 10 Pro. Plus, get great offers on Dell servers, monitors, docks, and more, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Call 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL, and speak to a Dell Technologies advisor today. Napa know-how.
Get 20% off 3 or more items with the $2.99 Napa Bucket. Yep, save on wipers, headlights, brake pads, motor oil. Wait, how long is this list? Wow, floor mats, boat batteries, towing parts. I'm not sure we have time to read all this. Let's just say save 20% on a lot. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa Know-How.
Napa Know-How.
At participating locations, exclusions apply. May not be combined with other offers. Offer ends 7/31/21.
Rick Edelman, #1 New York Times best-selling author and founder of Edelman Financial Engines, takes questions on his radio show.
Hi, Rick. I have a pension and can take it as monthly income or a lump sum. Which do you think is better?
Well, the monthly check is only as safe as your employer's ability to pay it, and the amount will never rise, so inflation will erode its value. You have no access to the principal, and when you die, the money stops, even if you die tomorrow. So we usually recommend the lump sum. You get to invest the money however you want and generate your own income. You have full access anytime, and whatever's left over goes to your spouse or kids. But for some workers, the monthly option is better, so you should meet with a financial advisor to be sure that you're doing what's best for you.
That's Rick Edelman, founder of Edelman Financial Engines, with his advice on pensions. If you have a personal finance question, talk to an experienced financial planner at 888-PLAN-RICK or visit rickedelman.com.
Need a new water heater? Water Heaters Only, with over 53 years in business, offers low prices, quality same-day service, and for a limited time, 0% deferred interest financing up to 24 months for a water heater replacement. Visit waterheatersonly.com. Terms and conditions apply. Portions of the following program will be recorded.
There's one reason the court did not say this is wide open. Student athletes must be allowed to get paid because the lawsuit didn't ask for it. He said if you had asked for it, I would have given it to you.
Bill Handel, mornings from 6 to 10
You would have won.
on KFI.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Welcome to a Tuesday. Couple of congratulations going out this morning. First off, Albert Pujols. It's you. Dodgers Albert Pujols is only the fourth player, that is, Major League Baseball with 6,000 bases. He reached that milestone in the 8th inning of last night's game against the Marlins. Good for you. And musical superstar couple Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani tied the proverbial knot. Stefani was in a white, beautiful dress with white cowboy boots and a bouquet of white roses, and he wore some jeans. It was very cute. All right, let's say good morning now to ABC's Aaron Katursky, Are Evil. We've heard of them before, and now they're into the largest global, I guess, ransomware attack. What are they asking for? $70 million, Aaron, is that right?
That's what the ransom is set at right now, although apparently, according to Reuters, which got hold of a spokesman for the hackers, they're willing to negotiate. So this is now, a full-on business model where the hackers realize that these ransomware attacks are good for the bottom line, and so they just keep coming. And in fact, when we had a look at a Homeland Security bulletin back on June 24th, it stated, they said they would expect an increase in these kinds of ransomware attacks because they can increase the hackers' financial gain. This one targeted an IT firm with offices in Florida and New York. It's called Kfi Am, and they in turn supply IT firms that handle the back office tech work for all sorts of other small businesses. And those small businesses, as many as 1,500 of them, fell victim to this ransomware attack.
And the FBI is saying, hey, look, considering the scope of this thing, this is going to be hard for us to help every single one of you. I mean, that's got to be heartbreaking for those victims.
Well, sure. They still don't, I think, have a full list of the victims. The Kfi Am says as many as 1,500 of its customers were affected, and we're talking about, dentist offices and accountants and restaurants. There's a supermarket chain in Sweden. I mean, there's businesses in, I think it's somewhere between 12 and 17 countries. And I guess the good news is that there's no critical infrastructure involved here, but still for these businesses, this is quite severe.
Oh my gosh, yes. And then as far as R Evil, I want to go back to what you said in the beginning. A spokesperson for R Evil? So they have spokespeople? They have what, a media department? How does that exactly work? And if they do have that, how come we can't find them easier, I guess?
Well, they're in Russia, so they're just beyond the reach of American law. It would seem as if the victims fall outside the kinds of targets that might have fallen on a list that President Biden gave to President Putin during their face-to-face meeting, in which he said certain critical infrastructure would be off limits without some kind of U.S. retaliation, was the implication. There's no word that the U.S. is going to retaliate or whatever, but just because it isn't critical infrastructure, as I say, it doesn't make it any less devastating for these businesses, which now have to consider, whether and how much to pay, and there's no word on that yet either, whether any ransom has been or will be paid.
All right, Aaron, thanks for the update. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jen.
See you later. ABC's Aaron Katursky. I think it's just frustrating. Granted, this is my ignorance when it comes to the world of hacking and apparently geopolitical relations, but why can't, if we know that this is a group from Russia with a freaking PR department, it sounds like, why can't President Biden get on the phone and call President Putin and say, look, Vlad, you and I both know the evidence is here. Figure this out. Fix it. I know that's ridiculously simplistic and Pollyanna of me. However, it just seems like this should be a slightly easier problem to fix, or even something we can negotiate. I don't know. And finally, imagine eating 10 days worth of calories in 10 minutes. Okay? 10 days in 10 minutes. That apparently is not something that the average person does, thank God. But Joey Chestnut is not your average person. New details are out this morning on what it took him to become the hot dog eating champion Sunday for the 14th time. Now, according to TMZ, Joey Chestnut's record of 76 hot dogs totaled 22,800 calories and 1,800 carbs. That means a person would have to run 220 miles or bike for 29 hours to burn it all off. Joey Chestnut, I hope you have one heck of a trainer. This is KFI and KOSC HD2 Los Angeles. It's kind of gross, honestly, when you think about it.
I don't understand physically how the human stomach can hold that much food.
I don't. You? No, I remember I talked to him once. I interviewed him once, and I want to say that there's something about drinking water and sort of fasting days ahead other than water where they get their stomach to expand and sort of bloat and bloat and bloat. And then you can fill it. I don't know. I'm probably getting it all wrong, but it was something like that he did in his, I don't know, what do you call that, pre-game warm-up? I don't know.
Yeah. Wow. I like my digestive health more than that,
Maybe he just takes a hell of a lot of probiotics afterwards. I have no idea.
Exactly.
All right. What's going on the 14?
Santa Clarita, 14 South after via Princessa. Crash here. Everything's in the center divider so far, but it is getting a little bit slow from opinion for you. Diamond Bar, 60 west of Diamond Bar Boulevard. Crash there on the off-ramp. It's slowing you down, though, at Phillips Ranch Road. Anaheim Hills, 91 westbound, just before the 241. The motorcycle in the center divider of the fast track lanes. Not sure if it's a crash or just maybe he broke down. 91 westbound already pretty darn slow. Riverside through Anaheim Fullerton is already about a 50-minute drive. It should only be about 40 minutes. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
Neil Saavedra here. About
3 years ago, my wife and I called American Vision Windows. They installed gorgeous French doors for us, changed the flow of our home, added architectural appeal. The next project they're doing are kitchen windows. We can't wait. Their work is meticulous. It's outstanding. I recommended them to my brother, Craig, and now he and his family have a lovely window-encased patio, added 150 sunny square feet to their home. We all know Bill and Kathleen's story. They had a horrible experience replacing their own windows. They started their own company. Fast forward 20 years later, they continue to beautify homes like mine with personal care, complete professionalism, and attention. CSLB number 778326. Give you and your home the gift of light, warmth, and beauty. Trust the window company my family trusts. American Vision Windows. You'll see the difference. Call American Vision Windows today for that free estimate. 888-226-9908. That's 888-226-9908. Or for specials, visit AmericanVisionWindows.com.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit SpectrumMobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit SpectrumMobile.com/save for details.
SoCal weather from KFI. Sunny today with highs from the upper 60s at the beaches, upper 70s to mid 80s for Metro LA and OC. Will be in the 90s for the valleys and the IE. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. This has been your wake-up call. Handle on the News starts now.
Handle on the News. Handle on the News.
Just go back to the show. No, we're not going back to the show, folks. This is a dangerous situation, okay? I'm done with you people. I really am.
And now, here's Bill Handel.
Good morning, everybody. Handel Morning Crew on Tuesday, July the 6th. And today, Wayne is off, and it's just Jennifer and me. KFI is well into its summer blend.
Yes.
Because today, Mo and Layla in for Gary and Shannon. Brian Suits in again for John and Ken. Thompson again in for Conway. And you were gone yesterday. I was here. I am still here. So it's just us. We don't do this very often, do we?
No, and I feel like, like, what can I do now?
Yeah.
It's just me and you.
Yeah. A couple things I want to cover today. Getting pretty excited about the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because that's coming up on the 23rd. So we've got just a little over 2 weeks before the Tokyo Olympics.
I just read the craziest thing. Bruce Springsteen's daughter, Jessica, made the Olympic team. She is an equestrian jumper.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I have no idea.
How about that? Yeah, and then there's every Olympics, there's sports that are added and sports that are taken away. A lot of controversy with the new sport, skateboarding, is now part and parcel of the Summer Olympics. And then they dropped, a few years ago, they dropped baseball. They brought it in, and they dropped it. And basketball, I think basketball's still there, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
And so they've... and they're adding a few things to it, you know, for example, hot dog eating. You know, big fans of the Nathan contest and goat herding. This very strong team from the Middle East. They're going to do very, very well.
Did you just hear that story that I did about the hot dog eating contest and Joey Chestnut, who won?
Yes.
That he ate that day, so he got 76 hot dogs, right? 22,800 calories.
And he's not a big guy either.
No, he's not.
Yeah, and you wonder how. You know, I can scarf down, I don't know, 3, 4.
Right, exactly.
And then you're done.
And you feel bloated and salty and greasy and ugh.
Yeah, I mean the nitrates alone coursing through your body. It's just
your heart rate goes up.
All of it. All right, let's do it, guys. Handle on the news on this Tuesday morning, July 6th. And it's Jennifer Jones-Lee and me. And that's it. Lead story. And it's the major heat wave. It's going to hit us later this week, and it's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
Another hot one.
fire risk elevated, although we're already into fire season. While we're doing this, the Southeast is going through its hurricane, because, what is it, 5 named storms already?
Yeah.
And hurricane season hasn't even started yet.
Yep. I know that in, I think it's New York and New Jersey, that they've got record temps forecast there, record heat. Here, even normally when our temperatures get to, say, 90 or 100 in the valleys in the IE, people head straight for the beaches. Even there, it's going to be 75 to 85 degrees.
Yeah, and no one has air conditioning in the Santa Monica area.
No.
You know, along the beaches. And there have been some pretty hot days. Now, granted, only 3 or 4 days a year that happens. But I got to tell you, it's priceless. When it's 100 degrees outside, and we've had them, and we're going to have more, and all of a sudden you walk in, and there's your air-conditioned house. And I try to keep my air conditioning down to about 66, because I like a particularly cold house.
You really conserve that energy for the rest of us. But, you know, I can't wait to see how many crazy people go to places like Death Valley, where it's going to reach 128 degrees. And there are people who actually, I have cuts of them saying, I just wanted to see what that felt like.
Don't people live in Death Valley?
Yes. I don't know why. I don't get it.
No.
Go to Redding.
Everybody
Lord.
to his own.
Well, go to Redding, except for they've got a big fire burning there. That takes us right into the next story. In fact, we've got 3 major fires burning in Northern California. So the first one is the lava fire. This is the one that's right at the foot of Mount Shasta. It's jumped to 39 miles now, but the containment on this one's getting much better. 71% overnight. Then you've got the Tenant fire, which is not that far away. That one's now 53%, but it's the Salt fire that's north of Redding. That one's increased to 20%. That's the good news, but already 41 buildings, including 27 homes, have been destroyed. This one's been burning for about a week near I-5.
Do you remember whenever you would do the news and even one house burning was end of the world headlines?
Oh, it's huge.
It was, usually it's outbuildings and no houses that were burnt up. Now it's a question of a dozen, 2 dozen, 40, especially after the campfire with the town of Paradise, in which the entire town was wiped out, 85 people dead. It just changed everything in terms of our view of just what weather is and what fires can do.
I know we talk about here that our air quality is bad, I guess, in Northern California. My parents were going to go to Mount Shasta, and they were going to do a 4th of July walk. It got canceled because of air quality. So they said, okay, we'll do the one in Redding. It also was apparently so smoky that people weren't going to go turn out for that one because it was so bad. I mean, it's California in the summertime is rough. It just is rough because of the fires.
We're going to probably go back to, and I think it's going to happen fairly soon, when I was a kid growing up in the San Fernando Valley, and there were no catalytic converters, and people would burn their garbage in the backyard. They had incinerators.
Yeah.
And towards summertime, I remember going out during the summer towards the end of the school year, you had to stay inside. You go outside, and if you breathe deeply, it actually hurt.
Like the smog was so bad?
It hurt.
Wow.
To breathe, and they kept you inside. And it's just, and we're going back to those days. Isn't that special?
All right, in Florida, speaking of the weather, you've got a storm threat that's hanging over now the condo site and the rescue recovery mission. I know it's kind of semantics at this point, but I guess there's still a hope that they will find somebody in that. But you've got Tropical Storm Elsa, probably going to hit more the Keys area and kind of stay away from Surfside, but with it comes wild weather, and I guess they've had lightning. And it's because of the lightning that they'll have to stop operations, because a lot of the rebar and things that are in there are like lightning rods. So they'll have to stop for a few minutes while the lightning goes on, then the rescuers go back in there and continue the operation.
Death toll now 28. 117 people unaccounted, and no one has been pulled out that has survived, other than that first, within hours, that 10-year-old kid, if you remember.
Yeah.
And after that,
hand out of the
after
rubble.
that, nothing.
Yeah.
And we're not getting information as to, and I don't know if we're going to, because it's it's difficult to read about it, to see about it, to hear about it, and that is the shape of the bodies that they're pulling out.
Oh, yeah.
Because this...
I haven't seen anything.
No, and I don't think you're going to.
Yeah.
Because I'm willing to bet that there isn't much left of the remains themselves, based on the way this thing has come down. It's devastating. Later on, going to do a story on this, and that has to do at 7 o'clock. Lawsuits already starting to fly. How much insurance is there? Who's at fault? And that's before the rescue. Well, the recovery is even done. Let's check in with Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Today marks 6 months since the attack at the Capitol. It was January 6th when the world watched as rioters stormed the building. House Speaker Pelosi already appointed 8 members to investigate the attack. Rescuers in Florida are, again, as we mentioned, facing yet another storm threat today. Crews worked through the rain, but had to pause their search for victims because of lightning. And researchers say they found one of the world's oldest works of art. It's a toe bone of a prehistoric deer that was uncovered in German with lines believed to have been carved 51,000 years ago. That would seem to prove Neanderthals were capable of expressing symbolism through art. We'll take a look at your drive with the Kfi in the sky on the 60 next.
I don't want to happen to you what happened to me. I was on vacation just in the place I had before the Persian Palace and left right after we left. Pipe burst, and a week of water was flooding my house. We came back, oh my God, what a mess that was. So, like you would, I called the insurance company. That's not the good phone call to make, because they come out, they'll send an adjuster, and the first thing they do is tell you what they don't cover. And what they're not going to pay for, and what they do pay for, it's not enough to fix it all. So, what do you do? Because these people are experts in not paying you. Well, let me tell you about Abner Gatt. Abner is a public insurance adjuster who simply represents you to the insurance companies. And he makes it a level playing field. They say no, he says yes. He starts arguing. He gets what you deserve. That's Abner Gatt. Been at it for 16 years, thousands of satisfied customers. Call 818-917-5256. 818-917-5256. Visit Abner Gatt, A-V-N-E-R, Gatt, AbnerGatt.com.
Looking to save money on auto insurance? It's easy. Get your free quote at AAA.com/insurance. You could save even more when you bundle your homeowners or renters policy too. Visit AAA.com/insurance today for your free quote.
SoCal weather from KFI, sunny with highs from the upper 60s to the mid-90s. This report is brought to you by the Auto Club of Southern California. Let's take a look at that drive on the 60.
Diamond Bar, we got a crash here on the 60 westbound at Diamond Bar Boulevard. There is over to the right shoulder, but it did some damage. Your drive is affected right around Reservoir. In Willowbrook on the 105 West before Wilmington Avenue, somebody broke down here. Right lane is blocked. You is delayed right around Long Beach Boulevard. Santa Clarita is still working a crash in the center divider. That's if you're traveling on the southbound 14 just after Via Princesa. Hangs things up right around Sand Canyon. Corona is found just before Green River. Stalled motorcycle in the center divider of the fast track lanes. 91 westbound, pretty congested anyway from the 15. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
This report is sponsored by 1-800-NO-CUFFS Criminal Defense.
Reopenings here in the old Roaring 20s or the new Roaring 21s. I'm attorney Darren Kavanoki of 1-800-NO-CUFFS. It's been too long for us all. So if you're going out on the town, be safe. And remember, no one looks good in handcuffs. Unless you're into that sort of thing. 1-800-NO-CUFFS.
Sign on the line 8DBH Mortgages, a fair housing lender. NMLS 162-6699.
Some wild things happened in home lending while we were filling in for Handel. The government came out with a new program for homeowners that may have missed out on the lowest rates in lending history.
The government enacted a program just days ago giving homeowners relief on refinancing their homes this very minute.
It's called Refi Now, and millions of homeowners are eligible. You can call True Mortgage 866-33-FASTER or go to TrueNow.com right now. See if you qualify for this this government program.
Here's the thing, it literally takes less than 5 minutes to see if you qualify. This program has one of the biggest government breaks regarding mortgage qualification guidelines ever.
It's true, credit requirements have been loosened by the federal government and rates have been reduced even lower, even for those who are self-employed.
If you're a homeowner and missed out on the lowest rates or couldn't refi, this is your time, but do it today before the program runs out.
Give them a call, 833-66-FASTER, or go to TrueNow.com, 833-66-FASTER, or dial pound 250 and say True Mortgage. That's pound 250, True Mortgage.
Find the employees you need to get your business moving. Sign up with iHeartAdBuilder.com and create a custom radio ad to reach job seekers listening to stations just like this one. Get started today at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
Looking for your next investment? Want to cash out of stock market risk and volatility? Here are 8 reasons to consider NRIA's proven real estate development fund. Monthly cash flow payouts of 10% annualized and bonuses to 21% targeted. We strategically locate in lower risk, high demand areas people are moving to. New construction is short on supply. Real estate affords diversification and safety from stock market risk and volatility. We have substantial property assets selling out every month supporting your investment. Our short and long-term strategy provides for steady returns today and major upside targets. Our buildings are socially responsible, environmentally friendly, and pandemic hardened. We are an industry leader with a 15-year proven track record. Hedge against inflation and receive steady cash flow. Start your due diligence at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
Amtrak. Whether you're craving a breath of fresh mountain air, an exciting new adventure, or just some free babysitting from Grandma, Amtrak can get you there. With more than 500 destinations across the country. Everything you're missing, just an Amtrak away.
You don't want to mess with the IRS. They have the power to garnish your paycheck, levy your bank account, and even take your home or business. That's all true, but thankfully they're offering a way out, the Fresh Start Initiative. If you qualify, you could save thousands. The experts at Optima Tax Relief will fight to get you the best deal possible, and they have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau to prove it. Call Optima for your free consultation. Call 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055. Optima Tax Relief. For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, it's Conway here, and you're looking to sell your home fast, right? You don't want to deal with showings, realtors, cleaning, or making upgrades. Well, then you need Sunday, SUNDAE.com. Sunday's going to buy your home as is and give you the best possible price. Very flexible timeline, by the way. They can close in as quick as 10 days, but they have the flexibility to close in months. They can give you a $10,000 cash advance when you sell with Sunday, and that can help with moving expenses or anything you need the cash for, right? 0 fees to sell. The price they give you is the price you get. And they're extremely experienced. They've purchased hundreds of homes, just like yours. And they have over 35 years experience. Plus, you've probably seen them everywhere. CNN, Business Insider, CNBC, 5-star reviews everywhere you look online. Let's call Sunday, 800-25-OFFER, 800-25-OFFER, and get a free, no-obligation cash offer. Sunday.com, SUNDAE.com.
A bonnet staffer is upset that a homeless person is sleeping in front of her door, making a lot of distracting noise.
Which I think probably 8,000 of her constituents have called in to complain about.
But she's bothered by one guy?
One guy.
One guy, and she writes a memo saying, hey, can we do something about this guy?
John and Ken, weekdays at 2.
Can you believe this?
On KFI.
Welcome back. Bill Handel here on a Tuesday, July 6th. We continue with the show. More Handel on the news. Jennifer Wayne is not here today, and I am, so it'll be the two of us here.
All right, I almost think it's not fair to say it's a knee-jerk reaction, but you've got a lot of people in South Florida who are saying, I want to know the age of this condo that I might be buying, or I want to know the age of the building, or I'm not interested in buying a condo anymore after the Surfside, Florida condo collapse.
Yeah, but it is one of those knee-jerk reactions, because it really doesn't matter how old the building is. If it's well-maintained, which the North Champlain Tower was and is, there's no issue. It is truly poor maintenance. That's what it looks like. We don't know yet. The investigation is ongoing, and some lawsuits hit, but I mean, there are houses here in Southern California who have gone through 15 earthquakes and are just well built.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of it has to do with the maintenance, and in this case, it wasn't. You know, the big cracks, the splaying. Dean yesterday explained a lot of that.
Yeah,
and the prices are way down. The people aren't buying, particularly there in the Champlain Towers.
Sure.
A lot of, I'll take the condo that was there. Cheap.
Oh, very cheap.
Very cheap.
All right, I don't think probably there's anybody driving around Southern California right now that hasn't seen this. It's an Amber Alert for, this is a 1-year-old boy. The story that I've been reading says a 2-year-old boy. Either way, his name is Celestine Stute III. He was last seen in Lake Elsinore on Sunday. His dad, 31-year-old Celestine Stute Jr., is suspected of taking him. Now, the dad is also a suspect in a murder, so they are considering him armed and dangerous. And Celestine Stute Jr., the dad, is a black man with black hair, brown eyes. He's 5'8", 160 pounds. He was last seen driving a silver 2020 Kia Optima. This one has one of those California temporary license plates on it, those paper ones. And the license plate number is U335133. So lots of threes. It's a 2020 Kia. It's silver with a paper plate on the back. That should help, at least.
And when you look at the circumstances surrounding this abduction, the Amber Alert, 95% are fathers who take their kids in the middle of custody disputes.
Yeah. All right, there has been one fruit vendor died, another was injured after a suspected DUI driver hit them while they were crossing the street in Ontario late yesterday morning. They were going across Riverside Drive with their carts when a 43-year-old woman collided with them. One of the victims died right there at the scene. The other was taken to a hospital in critical condition. And they just say that the two victims were cousins. And I think that's the hardest part, is it's a family. You've lost one, now you could lose another family member.
And suspected drunk
DUI.
driver. Yeah. You know that DUIs used to be a slap on the wrist?
Yeah.
I mean, literally, they were considered more an accident than they were criminal. And you know who turned it around? Is MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. That's the organization that turned the whole thing around. And we realized that driving while intoxicated is not an accident. It is not negligence.
Absolutely not.
No,
you
it is.
Know what you're doing.
Yeah. Pretty serious stuff.
All right, a woman, this story is horrific. A woman who apparently was beloved in her community in South LA was found dead in her home with her hands tied behind her on the 4th of July.
Oh.
There was a vigil last night for Fatima Johnson, and her daughters apparently say they got concerned after the woman failed to show up for work on Sunday morning, so they start texting her. She's not responding to text messages. So the daughters go to their mom's apartment, and that's when they found her. She was bound. She was unconscious, pronounced dead at the scene, 53 years old, and they're saying that her body was also wrapped in a blanket. And somebody somewhere in this, I don't know if she lived I think she lived in an apartment. The neighbors in this complex say that they did see somebody running from the scene, and all the LAPD has described the suspect as a black man.
Yeah, although family members suspect that it was Johnson's boyfriend, who had just been released from prison after serving time for murder.
Now, I hope that the fact that whoever did kill her also stole her Lexus, her jewelry, and her cell phone. But what I'm thinking is all those things may lead them to the killer. Cell phone, get the ping. The Lexus, you find that, maybe you find some DNA. That's going to lead them to somebody. The jewelry, the person takes it to a pawn shop. Maybe they can ID him, something like that. All right,
let's take a break.
Okay.
And we'll come back and we'll do more. handle on the news. Jennifer Jones-Lee, a news break from you.
Pasadena has started work on supercharging the conversion to electric vehicles.
The city's partnering with Tesla to build a new charging plaza at the end of the 110.
This is a public fast charging facility that can charge cars up very quickly.
Pasadena Water and Power's Martin Moon says the chargers can get cars back to 80% power within 30 minutes, key for commuters and the mobile economy.
Shared mobility companies like Uber and Lyft have made some big commitments towards green fleets, and this can help them with their fleet, as well as electric delivery vans.
The plaza will have 26 fast chargers, which, coupled with another plaza a few blocks north, make Arroyo a supercharged corridor. In Pasadena, Chris Ancarlo, KFI News.
Well, Southern California will be trading in firework pollution for smog this week. So, South Coast Air Quality Management District Health Effects Officer Joe K. Gosh says smog acts differently than the particle pollution that filled the air around the 4th.
So smog is typically worse kind of from the midday well into the afternoon, whereas the mornings you get a little bit of reprieve from that kind of air pollution.
A heat wave is forecast to settle over SoCal toward the end of this week. Smog gets worse in hot conditions. A man in New Jersey's been arrested after video of an argument he had with his black neighbors went viral. Edward Matthews admits he was wrong to base the argument on racism, but he says other videos of him and his neighbors didn't tell the whole story.
Only 2 incidences are racially based because of my anger issues being out of control, and I used words that I should never use.
Video of the argument circulated yesterday, and protesters showed up at his house. The Vatican says Pope Francis is recovering well in the hospital after having part of his colon removed. ABC's Megan Williams says the Pope has slept well on his second night following his hemicolectomy.
A Holy See statement released this morning says the Pope had breakfast, read the papers, and had a short walk inside Rome's Gemelli Hospital.
The Vatican says Pope Francis is expected to be released from the hospital over the weekend. And a small town in Northern California has a popular 4th of July parade.
That may sound like fireworks, but the town of Downeyville in the middle of the Tahoe National Forest in Northern California can't do the explosions and big booms. Too much of a fire danger, so fireworks are forbidden. For the last 14 years, the population of about 280 people celebrates a bubble wrap parade. 2 large rolls of bubble wrap are rolled down the street, followed by kids and adults stomping away. The 250 feet of bubble wrap is just about the length of the main street through town. They're so nice they even run it twice, so everyone can get their feet in on the action. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, what's this crash on the 14, Robin?
Santa Clarita, 14 southbound, just after Via Princesa. Looking at a crash in the carpool lane. Things are slowing down for your drive right around Sand Canyon. In Diamond Bar, the 60 westbound at Diamond Bar Boulevard, wreck on the right shoulder, but affecting your right at Central. In Downey, that's the 5 northbound, just past the 605, right around Lakewood Boulevard. It's a wreck that's over to the right shoulder already. But the drive on the 5 loading up at the 605, and then it stays slow through Commerce and into East LA. Working an entry crash in Ontario on the 15 southbound at Harupa. Car hit and knocked down a traffic signal, so we got CHP on scene with that one. KFI and this guy helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
If you're looking to move, you got to get out of your house. So you want to get out of your house. Whether you're downsizing, financial issues, inheriting, you want out of town. So what do? You list your house with a broker who comes out and signs you up. And now goes over and you got to clean, you got to repair, your tchotchkes all have to be put into the closet and cram them in there. And come on, there is a better way of doing this. Selling your home for a fair price without any of that hassle. A buyer never walks through your house. No appraisal, no commissions, no fees. And you can get paid in cash and get it done fast within 10 days or less. And all the tchotchkes that you have that the rest of us think are just garbage, they stay on your counters. This is directbuyers.com. Directbuyers.com will buy your house for that fair price. The owners, Janet and Matt, brother and sister, I like the way they do business. They're honest. They'll give you a no obligation offer. They'll even give you a $15,000 cash advance before closing to help with your move, and they'll never, ever lowball you. Go to directbuyers.com, directbuyers.com. Call 844-242-SELL, directbuyers.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. Sunny today, warm. Highs will range from the upper 60s at the beaches, upper 70s to mid 80s for Metro LA and OC. We'll be in the 90s for the valleys and the IE. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
Summer is here and it's getting hot.
You know what else is hot? That money that I've been saving with SolarMAX technology.
Without upfront cost.
Yes, SolarMAX does everything themselves under one roof right here in Southern California, and all of that means exceptional quality control, no middlemen.
Right now, SolarMAX is only $69.98 a month, which includes a solar panel system and home battery, and an APR as low as 0.99%. This offer expires June 30th.
Dial pound 250 on your cell and say SolarMAX, or go to solarmaxtech.com. Monthly payment available on approved credit. CSB number 97204.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 38,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Riverside and Huntington Beach Harley need used bodies and is giving NACA retail value when trading for a new Harley today. No matter how much you will want it, Riverside and Huntington Beach Harley will trade anything. Riverside and Huntington Beach Harley's retail trade value ends this week.
Need a promising career? Take the road to success at Alto. Alto, LA's newest, safest rideshare with safety-equipped luxury SUVs, is now hiring professional drivers in LA. Get hourly pay, no out-of-pocket expenses, and health benefits. Apply at drivealto.com.
Termite problems? Search PacificCoastTermite.com or call 800-PACIFIC.
For official rules and more information about contests on this station, go to KFIAM640.com/rules. KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station.
24-hour news. More stimulating talk.
And welcome back. Bill Handel, Morning Crew on a Tuesday, July 6th. The heat wave is coming, and the fires are here, and they're going to get worse, and it is a mess. Haven't heard much yet about the grid being in trouble, or the rolling blackouts, or the brownouts, or flex alerts, but I'm assuming they have to come, depending on how hot it gets. Back we go, more Handle on the news. Jennifer Jones-Lee and me this morning.
It's a big deal for inmates to make a fire crew. This is huge for them. This guy apparently didn't care, and in fact, an inmate firefighter who was assigned to one of the fires in Northern California went on a joyride with a stolen fire truck. It was one of these, one of those all-wheel wildland firefighting engines. They can have 4 people in them. This guy grabs one, takes it on a joyride.